Our men's singles gold medal match, Armaan Bhatia and Alex Crum. Bhatia playing just about as clean as could be, taking game one in straightforward fashion.
Good volleys there from Bhatia.
All day for that one, Dorian.
That's an excellent volley there from Bhatia. This point right here.
There's Armaan Bhatia. He was relentless going up against Alex Crum in his pursuit of his first APP gold medal. The 26-year-old from Mumbai, his game, he may have been unfamiliar to fans at the early part of this year. People who've been around pickleball a long time, like you have, Chad, they have known about Bhatia, and now he is putting his brand on display here on Championship Court.
Yeah, excellent power in the ground strokes, fantastic coverage up at the kitchen line. You know, Bhatia doesn't make a whole lot of errors either. He's going to make you work for every point. Somebody that's going to make you work for every point, too, is his opponent, William Sobek. He can scramble and cover a court, that is for sure.
That was a beautiful segue as we take a look at Sobek out of Key West, Florida. And you talk about someone who makes their opponents scramble. Sobek, for so long, has been known for his finesse game. He's playing with a little bit more power now. He switched to the paddle tech, so it's changed his game a little bit. And as you mentioned in our women's quarterfinal, these two met earlier this year in Cincinnati with game number 2. It ultimately went to Bhatia, but it was a 21-19 affair.
Well, I think the biggest number on that screen right there of Sobek is 19. I have known William for 10 years, and he just feels like he's so much older than 19 for how long he's been playing pickleball. But yeah, you know, Sobek, like we were talking about, going to make you work for every point. Nothing is easy to get past him. He can cover. He's got fantastic read, fantastic reach. You know, we're talking about two players that 2 years apart won gold medals in New York, with Sobek, the big one, your sunburn year in New York.
My
right
debut,
there.
my APP debut was both mine and Williams in 2023. One of the all-time classic matches as Bhatia opens up this match with a rifle of a passing shot.
And that's the danger of Bhatia right there. Takes that backhand early, accelerates, perfect passing shot down the line.
And another one. Woo.
Just painting the line right there. Bhatia coming out. Timing looks on point right now.
Those last two balls have been absolutely blistered.
A big serve.
Sobek trying to go with his trademark cut. Wind swirling a little bit here on Championship Court. Didn't even reach the net.
And that cut return right there, not putting any pressure on Bhatia. It sat up. Bhatia able to move forward and really accelerate through that ball.
Good extension there from Sobek as he's able to get on the board and on serve. Sobek won his opening match against Spencer Lanier in 3, dropped the opening game 15-12 before taking the next two 15-10 and 15-12. Bhatia had a bye in the opening round. Sobek returning the favor. Didn't have as much power, but the same result.
Well, that's something new to Sobek's game right there, too, is that two-handed backhand. He was one-handed for a long time.
Just out of the reach. How difficult is it for a player to go from a one-hand to a two-hand in terms of a backhand?
in Sobek's case, he used to cut that backhand a lot, so it's even more difficult as far as having to really focus on the left hand accelerating through the ball. Now add some topspin to it as well. I'm sure he was working on it for quite a while until he felt comfortable to really go to that in matches.
We've seen the same thing with Jack Foster as that return clips the tape and falls back on Sobek's side.
Yeah, Foster's been working on that two-hand backhand for over a year now, and we're still making tweaks to it, trying to get comfortable with it. But a big start here from Bhatia, going up 7-2. We'll get a timeout from Sobek.
And no tweaks needed on the Bhatia game right now as he is in full control to start. Has it been more about what Bhatia has done in these opening 9 points or what Sobek has not been able to do?
Well, I think it's a bit of both. It's the power and the depth of the ball from Bhatia right now is not allowing Sobek to really kind of use that slice, use that little finesse game a little bit more. Sobek really wants to get into a cat and mouse. Bhatia is good at cat and mouse, but definitely not on the Sobek level. So Bhatia is not going to give Sobek those chances to really get into that cat and mouse type play.
I mean, in a matchup of power versus cat and mouse, who typically wins?
It's a lot of it actually is dependent on conditions. I think what we're seeing now, better job there from Sobek, good read. We were kind of guessing a little bit on that women's quarterfinal, but now here on the men's side, I really think the wind is behind Bhatia right now. So that's adding a little bit more pace, a little bit more power, pushing. You see how deep Sobek is behind the baseline there. We may, in the end change with Sobek with the wind behind him, now we'll probably see a little bit more cat and mouse because Bhatia won't be able to really push through the wind as much.
Bhatia having no trouble off of either wing, hitting winners 9-3 in favor of the top seed.
Top seed.
Yeah, higher seed in this matchup. Uncharacteristic miss. That feels the first error so far of the match for Bhatia.
Yeah, it's got
pretty clean.
It's got a little loose on that one.
Well, sometimes that'll happen with a 7-point lead.
Right, right back at it though on that forehand down the line. Little stumble there for Sobek as he was trying to run that one down. Slipped on the court.
Came up a little gingerly on the ankle. Maybe something to note as this match moves forward is that return. And that was an issue for Alexander Crum in the gold medal match in New York. It's been an issue for Sobek is the serve return.
Ooh, just wide. Just catching that one a fraction late. Well, you throw in the power of Bhatia's serve and the depth, that's where it's really putting pressure on that return.
And Bhatia just waiting for the easy put away.
Well, that's a big read there from Bhatia, but he didn't come forward on the return, but recognized that Sobek's third was going to be shorter.
Another missed return. That's at least the fifth for Sobek in this opening game, and Bhatia has worked himself an early game point, 14-5. Went big on the serve, didn't pay dividends, so he will remain at 14. Sobek now with a chance to cut into the deficit.
Ooh.
Catching every single line is Bhatia.
I mean, he's either dialed in or he's getting.
I don't know. Did you see the
a
stare
little
on
lucky
the timeout?
right there on that one.
That was what
I mean, he's locked in.
looked like.
He's locked in, but like he's absolutely painting corners right now.
Didn't need to paint a corner there. Steps over for the forehand put away. Game one belongs to Bhatia in straightforward fashion. 15-6. Game two still to come.
Now it's not the time to give up, or to give in. I won't allow it. You won't allow it. I mean, the couch doesn't own you. You own you. Am I right? Of course I'm right. You can do this. Well, maybe not this, but you get the idea, right? Don't be a couch potato.
Find a doctor at you'llbeback.com. Arnold says, do it now.
At the Botanist, we always look further, seeing potential where others may not. We sustainably hand forage 22 Isla Botanicals to make a beautifully balanced gin, capturing the essence of our Scottish island home. Consciously crafted by our community to be enjoyed by yours. Look further.
And see the best of the best in Newport Beach this weekend at the Tennis and Pickleball Club of Newport Beach. Tickets still available for the weekend, including Championship Sunday. Why wouldn't you want to be here to watch this pickleball action in person? I guess it would mean that you wouldn't be able to listen to us, but you could see us do our job. And we've got a crowd filling in here on the left side of your screen. Great viewing area here along the sides of Championship Court is Sobek.
Just missed. Yeah, just missed it wide right there.
1-0. Armaan Bhatia at the bottom of your screen took the opening game 15-6 as Sobek able to quickly side out.
Better pressure there from Sobek. A little flying forehand. Closing that point out. Oh.
A missed return by Bhatia. One of the few mistakes that he's made so far in this match. And what are you paying attention to in the opening handful of points in terms of how Sobek deals with the difference in the side play?
Well, it's definitely... Oh, that was pretty.
Oh.
That was pretty. It's definitely how much more pressure Sobek is able to put on now with the wind behind him. We saw, you know, a missed return there from Bhatia where that ball got into him. Uh-oh.
Missed serve there from Sobek, gifting one to Bhatia. 2-3. Overcooked that forehand, and you can see for Bhatia hasn't made the adjustment in the wind yet.
Well, he's trying to go for more, but just using a little too much body that.
Oh, beautiful forehand. Did you see the shape on that ball?
Yeah, Sobek's always had the ability to create the shape, but it's definitely probably in the last 12 to 16 months really kind of coming along more. He's adding more acceleration through that ball.
A missed return from Bhatia, the second of the game, as Sobek has opened up a 4-point lead.
Oh, rushed it. You saw the paddle just come straight up. The finish was high and above the head.
Missed return from Sobek. That was really a pain point for him in the opening game.
4-6.
Back-to-back missed returns, and it's gotten Bhatia within one.
Well, that's the danger of a big serve right there. We're seeing that kind of trend switching over in men's singles. Big serve, big return.
Beautiful shot there from Sobek to stave off the momentum.
7-5.
Oh my goodness. How did Sobek track it down?
Bhatia thought the point was over. No point is ever done with William Sobek on the court. Fantastic court coverage.
Where does Sobek rank for you in terms of his ability to cover court?
Oh. I mean, honestly, if we're just talking pure court coverage and foot speed on the court, he's top 3 easily.
Well, now I want to know who the other two are. I have thoughts, but my goodness. Just his ability to get one ball back puts so much pressure on his opponents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are your other two?
It
9-6.
would have been Grayson Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Exchange won by Bhatia.
Good
Side
hands
out.
there from Bhatia.
7-9.
Another passing shot winner for Bhatia. He's within 1. Still waiting on the other one, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm well aware. I'm just debating on.
Side out. Point 10.
Well, knowing you and how easily you get distracted, in fairness.
Hey, look, there's a bird in the tree right there.
Oh, my.
Oh, almost got there.
I was so excited, I nearly knocked myself out on the headlight in here. Wow.
Yeah, we're joking around at me, like, running into it yesterday.
What an effort from Sobek. Certainly can't fault that.
9-10.
10 apiece as Bhatia has been applying the pressure.
Yeah, good approach shot there from Bhatia. Like you said, getting up to that kitchen line, putting the pressure on, forcing Sobek to try and execute the shot before he's really in a good position.
Oh, Sobek got what he wanted, but pushed it long as Bhatia back in front.
He'll get a timeout.
11-10, 1 minute.
A timeout taken by Will Sobek as Bhatia has worked a 1-point lead. This has been a much more back and forth game number 2 due to points like this in our Zimmer Biomet recovery moment of the match.
I mean, the big recovery here for me and Sobek as well is watch. He'll actually slide across this Humana sign. And you see the little stumble, and he's able to get back across and cover that court. So we see it here, little stumble there. And then the perfect finish on the forehand. Bhatia is good at covering the court, but not to the same foot speed as Sobek.
Different style players.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well.
Much more powerful. I mean, you want to talk about a very similar play style as Bhatia. It's Chris Hayworth, has the big ground strokes, can cover court well, but doesn't quite have that same foot speed as Sobek.
Well, for what it's worth, Bhatia and Hayworth would be on a collision course for the semifinal. Hayworth already into the quarters, topping Dusty Boyer in straight games in his round of 16 match.
Time in. 11-10.
Missed return from Sobek. And should this match go the way of Bhatia, Sobek going to be looking back at those missed opportunities. That's at least 6 or 7 points throughout the course of the match.
12-10.
Sobek deciding to let it bounce, but Bhatia was there and waiting.
Well, Sobek needed to take that one down the line. He thought that he had kind of sold it enough that he was going to go down the line and get Bhatia to bite, but Bhatia just held his ground in the middle of the court. Ooh, rushed it. Going back to court coverage, I'd say we've got a couple of younger players players with me on the national team. Ron and Cameron, Drake Palm, they cover the court very well, have a very similar play style as far as cat and mouse, like Sobek, and a perfect
example right on cue.
Little touch shot there, going cross court from Sobek.
Well, Sobek within one. He's there. No! No, he went for the patented backhand cross flick.
Round the post, pick up flick there from Bhatia, and then Sobek tried to hide it and flick that ball back on the backhand.
Match point. To end on that.
Diving around the post there.
Bhatia ends it with some flair. He is through in straights. We will hear from Bhatia when we come back here at the Zimmer Biomet APP Newport Beach Open.
Sobek, how about a hand for those two pros?
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
Everyone knows standing still doesn't get you where you want to go. It's all about movement and progression, power, strength, innovation, expertise. On the court, off the court, and on the way to the court, you have to expect more out of yourself. And you should expect more of the company who makes your tires. Getting you more miles, traction, and safety is why we get up in the morning. Let's drive forward. Expect more. Fortune Tires.
16 years from today, Greg Gerstner will finally land the perfect cannonball. Unsuspecting friends? Check. Epic water displacement? Big check. A work of art that's only possible because Greg is already meeting all these same people at AARP volunteer and community events. They'll keep Greg active, involved, and mischievous, and help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Well, it's Armaan Bhatia moving on in two. But take a look at this point right here. Little cat and mouse, and then the diving around the post there from Bhatia. That ball actually kicked back. We'll take a better look here from the side angle. It kicks back toward the net post, and Bhatia is down. He's caught side with Dorian Croft in our Franklin post-match interview.
Thanks, Chad. Armaan, they just got to re-see that final point. Now, while we were in our break, you told me to give you a minute because that last point took everything out of you. How are you feeling right now?
Pretty good, honestly. Happy to get the win, and it's always fun playing Will. He's a grinder, fighter. He fights at the end, and I'm happy to get through it.
When you're playing a player like Will, where no ball is ever a point ender, what's the mentality that you have to play with?
No, I mean, I just stay with the same strategy throughout, that stay low with my shots, finish through my shots. And yeah, it's not only Will, it's just always, you stay and you try to put the ball away and keep going till you can.
You're coming off of your gold medal in New York. You've had a 6 weeks layoff. Does winning that medal coming into the next tournament, how has that changed things for you?
It doesn't really change anything. Just yes, you do have a lot more confidence coming into the match, and happy to be here and play, and hope to do well this week as well.
Certainly look like you're playing with a lot of confidence. We will see you later on today. More men's singles action coming up next here in Newport.